Lynn Lyden say I'm back again after a year of going AWOL. So yeah, I'm gonna reintroduce myself and then I'll talk about my C-section experience part 1 because it's a long story. So we're just gonna talk a little bit and then I'm gonna upload another part 2 next week, hopefully. Yeah, so as I said, I'm Lynn Lyden say. I'm from Tanzania. I am 21 years old. I'm a mom now to a 1-year-old daughter, and she's called Mirabella. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Well, I'm recording at the back of a curtain because like it's daytime, and I think this is kind of like the best place because I can see myself well, and there's kind of like a good lighting. Anyways, so I was postponing because I thought I had no time to record a YouTube video while I was maintaining a baby and doing business all at the same time, juggling it all up. But I said I was gonna do it. We all do what we want to do. So yeah, we make time what we want to make time to. So yeah, posted on my wall and my Instagram on what questions I should talk about, and most of my friends, which are also mom friends, told me like to share my experience of my mom journey. How has it been so far, and what do I like it so far? And others said like my C-section, I should explain it and stuff like that. So yeah, let me do that. So let's start at the very bottom. I was told I might end up having a C-section at 6 months, because that was on my second ultrasound where they said the baby hasn't shifted down yet. She's still on my rib, like here. So I should probably wait, like it could shift, but if she doesn't, it means like you're gonna end up having a C-section. And actually the doctor was pretty much a good person. That was the first hospital I was going to before I changed hospitals. So but the clinic nurse she liked instilling fear in me, which I hated that. Nobody likes that. So on my second ultrasound, because my first we couldn't really see the gender, it was at 3 months, so she told me to come back at 6 months. And when I came back, we tried for like a whole 30 minutes just trying to find out the gender of the baby, and nothing. She wasn't opening her legs. I guess she didn't want us to see. We tried everything, so I had to like buy unisex clothes, but also hoping looking at these Chinese calendars like what I might be having, or you know, like in these mom groups I was in, seeing other people like saying maybe it's probably a girl, it's probably a boy. My other like due date buddies saying like I don't know either. She's not, like the baby is not opening her legs either. I was like, seriously? I went back home, and I even posted on a mom group like my baby hasn't shifted yet, will like any helpful tips like to help her shift and stuff like that. And they told me like, don't worry, it's only 6 months. Like my baby shifted a week before I gave birth and stuff like that. Like they were giving me hope. So yeah. Anyways, I went to Mr. Cook as always. Like he's my first doctor. I guess he's almost everybody's first doctor. And I searched on exercises, and it got me to YouTube, seeing like exercises that made baby shift and stuff like that. Well, I was pretty much fit. Like my business was pretty much like an athletic workout, you know, like climbing stairs, walking a lot, going this, going that, you know. I didn't really consider myself like out of shape, but I had to do these other exercises, kind of like yoga exercises, to move my baby. And while I was doing, like you could actually feel her moving, going down. They're actually effective, but my baby liked to move a lot, so she will go down and then tomorrow morning she'll be up. And like she was just rotating, so it was like a roller coaster. Then I did a couple of exercises every day. The clinic that I went to while like giving you daily, monthly checkups, they kind of like boost, like squeeze your boobs so that milk could come out, because they are afraid. They say some mothers give birth and they're unable to breastfeed, so they usually do that so that they could get the milk running, so it will be easier when I give birth in any way, and it was painful but actually helpful, because yeah, I have seen mothers who were unable to feed their baby for a whole week because the milk wasn't coming out. So I guess, and uncomfortable, and also like how they were measuring the baby while like squeezing the stomach and stuff like that before going to the ultrasound. Like, I don't know if other international people do that at the hospital. I don't think they do that, but it's how we do it here. So, well, I guess in some hospitals, I don't think every hospital does that here. So it came to 7 months. While still going to the clinic, they said the baby hasn't shifted yet, so I had to take another opinion from another doctor, because that nurse at the clinic kept instilling feel like I wasn't gaining much weight, because my body doesn't really gain much weight, so I only gained like 4 kilos my whole pregnancy. And it was saying like, you're only like 4 kilos, like 54 kilos, and what if the baby is underweight and stuff, like the baby must be underweight, the sac and all of that is like 1.5 kgs, and you're only like that, so the baby must be under 2 kgs and stuff like that. She was just instilling me fear. Like, I do not get that, nurse. But anyways, she didn't know that I was eating. I am a foodie. I eat a lot. That's what I do. I even do food business. Like, I eat. So I told my mom, and my mom said like we should go to this other hospital, which was a military hospital, and we called the doctor there, and the doctor recommended us to another doctor who said like he's good at his job. And we went there, and he was like, you know, you're late, you're over 28 weeks pregnant, 33 weeks already. And he said like, we could have done the process of like shifting the baby and getting her to stuck there, you know, so that you could give a normal birth, but since you were late, we can do that now. It's already past that time. And I was like, I'm sorry, we didn't know, it's my first child and stuff like that. I said like, I'm not accepting patients which are over 28 weeks. It was like, she was so hard to get, you know, but we tried, and he finally accepted. So he told me that I usually prepare myself, because if I usually prepare my patients, because if till now the baby hasn't moved, like she's still breached, it means like you might end up having a C-section, and you should just prepare yourself mentally, because that's an operation which takes like 30 minutes or 1 hour. And you know, you should know there are like 2 processes where you're awake and the other one where you're fully asleep. The fully asleep, also know that like the C-section, you could have complications at any time and stuff, so you have to accept everything. I was like, I would have liked to have a natural birth, but no. Anyways, so yeah, he was telling me, educating me about it and all. I was asking questions like, how is the being half awake like, and how is like being fully asleep like. And half awake means like you're gonna hear everything and kind of see, or no, well, kind of see but not see everything. So they're gonna be another nurse next to you, like talking to you, attending to your blood pressure and stuff like that while we're doing our job down there. And also there are 2 different cuts. Like you could go like on horizontal cut, or you could have like a little bikini cut. And I was like, how's the little bikini cut? Like, I want that, you know. So he said okay, and said like we should plan then for the C-section. And let me tell you, like, I gave birth at 2020. That was like when the coronavirus was very hot, so you could have imagined being scared as shit, you know, about the virus, and also like school closing and stuff like that. The business wasn't going so well, all that stress. But I thank God I passed through that. So we tried to book at the earliest date so that we could just get it over with the hospital stuff and just deal with coronavirus in our own way. So we picked 9th April, and he said that I should go for an ultrasound before coming. So like I should see him like maybe a week before or something, so that he could see how's everything and how's the baby, like in what area and stuff. So I did that, and I'm trying to to explain as fast as I can so that it could be a short video and not a really long one, because if I explain it every little. Yeah, I did the ultrasound, and while we were at the ultrasound we tried peeking to see the gender because we couldn't see back then, and the ultrasound guy refused actually to tell us the gender. So we were like, please, could you just tell us, you know? He said like, no, it's your first baby, so any kid will be fine. And I was like, yes, any kid will be fine, but I would like to know so I could like buy maybe more boy stuff or more girl stuff, you know? And I told like, I think it was a girl, but my mom thinks he's a boy, and you know, all that stuff. And while we were trying to peek at the screen, which he kept trying to hide, we thought we saw a little penis, you know. So we were totally mistaken, because I 100% think that was a little penis, but I don't know. So I was like, oh, it's a boy, okay. So me and my mom thought it was a boy, which my mom thought like she was correct, but the inside of me I thought it was a girl, because like while I was asleep I was like, you know, talking to my baby and was like, kick once if you're a girl and kick twice if you're a boy, you know. And she was kicking once, and I told her again, and she did it again. So I was like, this human being is clever in here, and I know I'm having a girl, you know. But yeah, so I came to a conclusion that it's gonna be a boy. It's not a girl. Like, but anyways, yeah. So we kept on buying stuff and preparing for the day. I had to, well, since my baby was still breech on the whole way home, I was like, really, God? I thought I was gonna have a natural birth. I wanted to have a natural birth to like experience the contractions and how to push and stuff like that. Why are you making me go through this? It's a C-section. It's a whole different process. I wasn't even prepared for this, and you know, and I don't think that was a good thing to say to God. Like, I was complaining, actually complaining, like, why would you let this happen to me, you know? And I shouldn't have done that. But yeah, I don't like keeping things inside my heart. I usually talk to God if I can talk to people. So yeah, usually I talk to God first. So yeah, I went back home that day, and I had to reverse my search, because I was searching natural live births, like how people give birth naturally. So I had to reverse it and such, like natural, not natural, I mean like C-section live births, and they were kind of easy. I looked at being fully asleep and being half awake, and thought like being half awake would be a much more better experience, because like you could hear the baby crying, you could hear them like saying, okay, give me this, like take the baby there, like the baby's coming out, or like, it's just stubborn baby and stuff, you know, like cool stuff like that. So that's why I picked being half awake. And I also had a friend who gave birth through a C-section also, and I was talking to her almost during my whole before I went to the theater, and I love her, so I really thank her for like keeping me company, you know, and like giving me tips. Big shout out to Andrea. So yeah, I searched and got all the info, prepared myself mentally, as the doctor said, which wasn't really hard, you know. Like the C-section is not even hard. You just go in there, they take the baby out, and you know, the healing is what is hard, you know, like trying to walk again. So yeah, the day came, we went in the morning, and you know, like you're not supposed to eat anything be an hour before going to the theater, and also 8 hours after that, like the whole 8 hours after that you're not supposed to eat anything. So we went there and we were waiting for him, and they said like, okay, I have an emergency and I have to go teach other officers. He was a military doctor, so I will have to teach other officers something, but I will be back real quick. And we were like, okay. So while waiting for him, we kept saying like he was getting late, so we asked like, could we eat before going in? And he said, yeah, just better eat, but eat light food, so like Mtori. What is Mtori in English? And I drank that. They really had good Mtori there. My God. Sometimes I just want to go there and just drink the Mtori there. Like, it's really good, you know. No cap, like, for real. So yeah, I drank 2 bowls of Mtori. I drank soda. I wasn't allowed, so I drank 2 bowls of Mtori. I drank porridge, which had black pepper in it, so I drank that while waiting for him, because my contractions, like 2 days before that, I started having contractions and they were getting like kind of worse, you know. I didn't even know that they were contractions until I went to Mr. Google again and asked them, okay, my baby's awake, like, hold on, are they gonna get, you know, like, then you can tell your doctor. So they were just coming and going, although they were very uncomfortable. Like, it was weird because I used to have backaches, and it was like my lower backache was tightening and my waist was also like tightening, so it was like very uncomfortable. I didn't have backaches throughout my pregnancy, which I was very grateful for, but yeah, so that's why I was wondering what are these, you know. Let's go back to there. I was waiting. No. I was waiting for the doctor, and while waiting, because he was getting late, I had to, oh yeah, my auntie came in the morning also, so she was with us the whole day. So also big shout out to her. Like, that act of, you know, that act was really beautiful, like staying with me the whole day, the whole period. And she's a really prayerful woman, so I'm not laughing in a bad way, it's actually a good thing. So she was giving me tips like just pray to God and all, and also my other aunties were like wishing me the best, and my other prayerful auntie was telling me like just pray, like cover yourself by the blood of Jesus, you know, like just call Jesus when you don't understand things or when you feel uncomfortable and stuff like that. So yeah, while waiting, which was almost 4 hours of him not coming, we kept trying to call him saying, yeah, I'm almost done and stuff like that. Oh, should I direct you to another doctor? I was like, no, I already put my trust in you. Like, I want you. I've already like set my mind emotionally, like my mind already is, my trust is in you, so I do not want another doctor. No. So it's like, okay, I'm coming. While waiting, my auntie saw a doctor that he knew, kind of related to him, which he passed like a month later or 2 months later. May so rest in peace. So he asked like, what is she doing here? Why is she laying down? Because I was having contractions, so I was trying my best to like lay down while thinking of positive thoughts, because they say like just breathe, you know, and be positive, like think about a positive place. So I was thinking about the ocean, that what calms me down usually. Like, she started having contractions and it's a planned C-section day and stuff. Like, where's the doctor then? Like, why isn't he here? So like, he had to go teach and stuff like that, but the teaching must be over by now. Like, why isn't he here yet? So while saying that, he radio called him. I think he had a higher rank, so he radio called him and told like, where are you? Like, the patient is waiting here and you're not here yet and stuff like that. He came as quickly as possible. To be honest, I wish we had called that doctor earlier. Like, I wish we saw him earlier, you know, so that he would have radio called him and he would have came back fast. And so when he came back, he told me that I should prepare myself, so I should carry my own bags, carry my own equipments. Yeah, you go with your own equipments to the hospital, though I barely used it. I used most of the hospital. I only used kind of like some of the medicines that I bought. So you can imagine, like, I started having my contractions and I have to carry my heavy bag, which had my clothes in it, my baby's clothes in it, and my medical bag, you know. I had to do all that, and while not crying actually. it was I don't know how to say, like, I'm laughing about it right now, but I wouldn't have been laughing. I wasn't laughing at all back then. So I go into the medical room and I was kind of the only young person in there, and everybody there was already in their contractions trying to breathe through it, you know, like most of them were natural births. I was the only planned C-section birth. And while I was waiting for my nurse like to come and give me like drip shots, because I had to be given that, it was already 4 p.m. So I was given that. It was my first time having this drip shot. I never had it in my whole life. Yeah, so I was given that, and after that I was told I should go, and I think it was before that they should insert the catheter in me. And yeah, I researched all about the catheter, which was really weird, but they have to like insert almost some of the tube inside your pee hole, so that like when you need to pee, just go straight to the sac, which was, you know, like carrying your pee around and going to, you know, yeah. So I had to get naked, open my legs, and so that I could put it in. Actually, that nurse was my favorite, although he was a boy, but he was a man, I mean, but he was my favorite because he was gentle, he was always kind, you know. I forgot his name, but he's a good doctor, he's a good nurse, I mean. So yeah, he put it in me, and then I got the drip shots. And after that, when I was fully done, they told me, yeah, hold on a minute, I'm back, I had to change her. So yeah, so they were pushing me to go to the theater room. I was a little bit scared, but I was like, you know, like praying and like calling God and stuff like that, and Jesus and stuff like that, while being calm. So I went inside, and there was another nurse beside me, like keeping me awake and talking to me, like monitoring my blood pressure and stuff, which I think he didn't know that I was so talkative. kept asking him questions. I kept like talking to him, like his duty was to talk to me so that I could be awake and like, you know, active. But I think I was like, it was vice versa, because I was talking to him more. So yeah, I could they gave me the numb shot, like I forgot his name. I'm very forgetful these days. Anyways, yeah, they gave me the shot, and they told me like if I am fully numb, then they can start. So they were like pressing me, do you feel anything and stuff like that. Well, you kind of still feel, but it's not like you're feeling it 100%. You're not feeling any pain, but you just feel like something is there, like, you know, they're doing something. So they cut me open. I could feel them stretching my stomach. I could feel them like trying to take her out, and she was like a little bit stubborn, because every time they were catching her head and like turning it around, she would slip and go back up. So she tried like 2 times and I could hear the doctor say like, you know, like, why doesn't she want to get out? And while they were trying to you know, take her out the 3rd time, she had a firm grip, you know. I could feel her like kicking me. So, and they took her out. And let me just end here for today, and I will continue how my C-section birth went and how it was next time. I will upload another video and tell you guys all about it. So for today, thank you for watching till the end. Thank you for listening. Hope you subscribe, like, and, you know, comment down below if you guys had a C-section and how your experience went. For today, thank you. I have to go now. Hope you all have a nice day. Bye.